2 to the head, 3 to the chest, blood bad. Running from feds, IMPDs, and drug tags.
All right, so obviously, no introduction needed. The biggest artist, the most talked about, the most talented, really, in my opinion, too, as an engineer, Mobfam E, formerly known as Lil E, but it's Mobfam E.
For sure.
Yeah. So, really, the reason, like, I wanted to do this, is because I hear about you all day long. Like we were saying, people gossip literally, and it's crazy because, like, you're one of the only artists where other artists know who they are in Indianapolis, and being at the studio, I hear all day long, like, these different, like, almost like myths or legends or whatever.
Yeah.
But I really want to, hear your side of things and let you tell it. So, I was hoping we could take it back to sort of the beginning, because you rap about it all the time in your lyrics and in your songs of kind of what it was like growing up. But really, like, I feel like all the young people that look up to you and stuff, like, it would be cool to just hear you tell, like, the full story. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I can, it's different. I'm going to say this. With me personally, a lot of people in the city kind of gravitate to me because of stories. Not saying all stories they hear about me is true, but it's just rumors. And, when rumors spread, a lot of people run with it, whether it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? And me not being the type of person that express myself or my feelings on rumors and what other people think, it kind of leave everything up in the air, you know what I mean? So everybody kind of believe the rumors, you know what I'm saying, whether it's true or not. I never spoke or said if this rumor was true or, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't. You feel me? I just kind of, I don't really get into the assumptions and speculation, so I kind of let everybody kind of make their own opinion for real. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, me personally, people gravitate to me more so because as a kid, I kind of always been in the streets. I was always the little kid that all the older niggas used to kind of like see and be like, man, look at this badass. We like 9 years old. What you doing out here? You know what I mean? And I always knew them. Now it's a new generation, and these is the kids of the older guys that kind of like watch me grow up and do my thing, or, you know what I'm saying, seen. I was the little guy that I always been around them, you know what I mean? And now I'm in position to where I'm the same person that's watching the younger generation and be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I know little dude gonna be here or little dude gonna be this, you know what I mean? And he gonna be a nice rapper or, a street nigga, you know what I mean? You see that when you're in the streets, you see it and you can kind of call it, you know what I mean? And I was the one that was always in the streets, so a lot of people knew before the music or anything, I was always kind of known, you know what I'm saying? And it just made a lot of people kind of like rock with me a little bit tougher because they felt like I was one of them doing it. And
but you say 9 years old, and that's young, So, like, sort of what's that like? Because, like, you don't even know sort of the world's out there, like, you don't know how to make good decisions at 9 years old, you know what I'm saying? So, like, do you think that, like, got you into, like, more shit just from being, like, young,
Yeah, when you raised around poverty and so many misfortunes, it's kind of easy to get sucked into wrong decisions and a way of living, you know what I mean? Like, growing up, hustlers was role models for me anyway, you know what I mean? Like, because of the lifestyle, not necessarily me knowing the wrong or the right that they doing, but it was just a lifestyle that I seen that watching them do certain things, and it provided a certain type of lifestyle that I knew I wanted for myself.
Right. And I feel like even that's misunderstood because, you're you're seeing the good that people do because, when you get, like a hustler or whatever, like, you do end up, like, taking care of people, and, like, you do end up doing a lot of good that gets unrecognized by, people that don't really know sort of like what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You never really know the
And I feel like that's what makes it like a superhero almost, because, like, the way people, like, talk about you, it literally feels like it's like they saw a superhero, you know what I mean? Like when somebody says like they saw you at the studio or something, you know what I mean? Like it's and they know all the words to your songs, which is crazy. So like you can tell they look up to you like that.
I love the recognition, and you know what I'm saying. I can identify some of them feelings, but honestly, a lot of times I don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not me being humble, because I be want to pop my shit, you know what I mean? And I be want to turn up and, you know what I'm saying, show people, like, yeah, we won, you know what I mean? But I go through so much in life, not just with fighting cases, but just, you know, I'm in transition every day, you know what I'm saying? Trying to become better, trying to, you know, play this game of life, period. You know what I'm saying? So every day I'm just in transition, trying to learn myself and better myself. It ain't necessarily me just being humble and not putting it in their face or nothing.
Right. And what's crazy is that like in Indianapolis, like everybody knows that you should be like on like literally like in a Drake national level. But do you feel like part of that has to do with like Indianapolis in a way?
Facts. I not only Indianapolis, cause I love my city, you know what I mean, and uh I understand consequences, period. But it's not just the city; it's knowledge. I'm just now getting to the point to where I'm understanding certain business aspects. Music and talent is like 5-10% of making it. You gotta know the business, and you gotta, you
You
know
have
what
to
I'm
be
saying,
professional. Like
got
really,
to.
you work harder than 99% of the other artists in the city. You know,
And
like it's well, I mean, I'm saying like kind of based on what I see as an engineer,
and
because you know we go like the long nights and you make sure it's perfect and you still like create dope things. You know what I mean? But like I feel like
appreciate it.
that gets missed a lot too. You know, is like it doesn't just happen by accident. You know, like it's you've been putting in time doing this. You know.
Yeah, it's just I can't, and not only that, I'm a perfectionist, so I could tell you something, but I hear it or see it exactly how I want it to be done. And you know what I'm saying? You can't see that. You're not in my head, so you can't really, not you personally, I'm just
I
saying
know exactly
anybody.
what you mean. Yeah.
But I could tell somebody something that they just can't see it in my head. You know what I mean? And that's why I really believe the saying when people say the quickest way to kill a dream is telling somebody. Because I could tell you something and I have all intentions on making this come to light or doing this the exact same way that I'm telling you right now. And it might not come to light because I wasn't able to make it come to light, you know what I'm saying? And that come off to other people as you might be lying, or, you know what I'm saying, you ain't
They
standing on
think you
your
mean
word.
something you don't actually
Yeah.
even mean.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
feel like I get misread sometimes or misjudged a lot, you know what I'm saying, because of my music. When I always had pure intentions to be everything that a lot of people kind of give me credit for, you know what I'm saying, and so much more. But I don't want to be recognized for negativity and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, because it's it's just like a revolving cycle. Not only that, I know the consequences, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes we run out of time to explain our situation. You know what I mean? And me personally, my music ain't just for fans. It's therapeutic for me too. You know what I'm saying? When I go through shit and I paint a picture for my fans, it be for me too. It's not just for them.
Right.
So a lot of people kind of take it like that's what it is. And I know some of the shit I be kind of
It almost gets missed when they just see like the headline or they think they know the latest gossip.
yeah.
They're missing where it's actually at, which is the music. Because
Yeah.
you don't just talk about like ops and glocks and shit. You know, like you talk about like all kinds of things, whether it's like relationships, like you even talk about like failure. You know, a lot of artists are like too, you know, they're too cool to like admit that like things are real. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And I feel like you do a good job of that. And I've seen it literally where it is like it's on a different level because you know I've seen you at like hard times or you help other people at hard times even come into the studio when most people wouldn't be doing something productive. You know, they would be like probably just crying or something. You know what I mean? But really, like, you help them get to it. It really is positive that way, you know?
Yeah, man, cause I just know how it be. I was a person that just wish I had it. You know what I'm saying? Wish I could.
When it's smoke and mirrors, you know, like when they see an Instagram post of a rapper flexing or something, they don't realize what actually goes into it, you know, like the hard work and the business sense, you know, and everything.
I'm gonna say this though. The music industry had taught me a lot because, you know what I mean? Like I ain't never gonna give it up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got no plan B. I just got 1,000 different ways to make this work. You know what I mean? I know so many different ways that I still haven't tried it. You know what I mean? If I feel the next way I try this, I'm gonna do it the same thing, just a whole different way, and I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? To it pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lose because I'm not the type of person that lose anyway. And I be watching a lot of people kind of give up and doubt me. You know what I'm saying? I don't correct them or I don't give a fuck for real because I know me. And I'm going to win.
They're not going to stop what you're doing because you're actually professional with it. You're making money off of music and stuff. Right. You know what I mean? Like you've made more than what a lot of artists dream of because most artists aren't making $10. You know what I mean? Where like you've made money off of streaming, you've made money off of features and off of shows and different things.
Right.
Where like even if you're not on the Drake level, you still have made it in Indianapolis because you are known, like people do know your actual lyrics, like kids and stuff can sing Punisher, you know what I mean? Which is insane, you know what I mean? And to be able to have made actual money off of the music, you know, and doing it the right way like that, like that's a super accomplishment because there's only literally nobody else from Indianapolis has ever broken through, you know what I mean? Like to like a higher level. So it's really like you're pushing that ceiling just by making what you do in Indianapolis, you know, and just by making the music and stuff that you do.
Yeah.
It's great.
If I could tell like up and coming artists anything and really like that's passionate about their music or really want to make it, one thing I say is fix your credit up and learn the business. Once you learn the rap business, like getting a deal or signing to a record label wouldn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's just a loan at that point because
like
you already have it
same
going
way
on.
you go through that shit. Like you can go to the bank the same way. You know what I mean? Fund your whole rap career. And not only that, the internet is so powerful right now. They got so many outlets and so many different ways to generate revenue. It's like you don't really need a record label because once you sign to a record label, you might sign for $2 million and get an advance for $700,000, and you might not reach all the requirements in this contract, and you owe $2 million that you never even seen. You know what I'm saying? They can drop you and sue you or whatever. You know what I mean? Now you just ass out.
And they might not even be doing almost a single thing to help you. You might just be on the back burner of you know a bigger label, but nobody's even helping you with anything. They're not even helping push it. You know, so and now with you know, you use CD Baby, right?
Yeah, I like CD Baby because I kind of understand it, but I use Urban Life too.
You use Urban Life so it gets on the GTL in prisons, right?
Facts, yeah.
Which is super smart. You know, most artists don't even think about that, but you know, you're literally one of the only artists that I've seen actually care to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that helps.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get it on the federal, because it's different with state prisons and federal prisons. They got different music outlets, and like GTL is for the state. I forgot what the federal one is, but Urban Life don't have that as an option, and CD Baby don't either. But I'm gonna figure out a way that I can get my music on a tablet at federal prison. I got a lot of people that been reaching out, telling me I need to get it on there because, you know, a lot of my guys kind of like, they think so highly of me, you know what I'm saying, and they be bragging on me. And
well, you say real things, you know what I mean? Like if you want to hear like something better than, you know, what like the mainstream artist is talking about that's not like relatable, you know, like people probably do want to hear like what's really going on in Indianapolis, you know?
Facts.
Even with your book, it's about like the Thug Vision movie is based here in Indianapolis, like literally right here, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Yeah. But and that's what you were saying too. you almost can't even tell somebody or just like give them the script because that's not the full picture that you obviously see. You know what I mean? So it's really just about making sure that you get that perfect.
Get it completed.
But what would you say about this? Do you think one of the best rappers alive is like an unheard of name, like in jail that raps and stuff? Because I know a lot of people, like I've recorded people, that are like locked up and like sometimes all they do is rap,
I feel like that'd be a opinion more than
For
than a
sure.
fact.
For sure.
But because I feel like, maybe you got people in jail that's great that could have been labeled the best rapper in the world, but just never got to see their full potential. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I can't say that I mastered the rap game, but far as telling my story, I feel like I'm the best at it. Can't nobody else tell my story better than me. And I feel like that's always been one of my fears is somebody telling my story for me. Cause I know it's gonna be twist, it's gonna be remix, it's gonna be a version of me that ain't even true, So
It's gonna be a whole ass legend. You know what I mean? Like just literally from what I hear, like it's so like people just you can tell it's just rumors on top of rumors a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I don't just want to make it, bro. I gotta make it. You know what I mean? Like my whole life being based around my music career. It's people that lost their life. It's people that went to prison, and it's people that grew up and still believe in me the same way they did when they was kids. That their whole life been based on making sure I get there. You know what I'm saying? And just the support and a lot of people in my city, they whole life kind of revolve around me making it. You know what I mean? They waiting, and it's just like it be a lot on me just feeling like a letdown, or even when I like go through certain things in life, and like incarceration and shit like that, it be harder on me than it do on other people because I know I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? If I had to go lay down, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make the adjustments, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the other people that I let down, and people that just base their whole life on seeing me make it, you know what I mean? That kind of be the hard thing
And
I deal with.
but that is like the why of why you do it. You know what I mean? Why you're in here, even still like going hard. You know what I mean? And you have been for so long because a lot of artists just wouldn't even put forth the effort in a way. But and also like I feel that too because before I started engineering, like I had like friends pass and stuff too. Like it gives you the why you do it. Like it's more than just money or clout or anything like that.
It's like
Because if it was for that, you wouldn't be in here till like noon after. Like you wouldn't get here at like 8 p.m. and leave at like noon some nights. You know what I mean? Like when we're working in album mode or something. Because it's really you have to have a reason why you do it.
Yeah, that's definitely what I do it for, bro. And then it's just like I don't got nothing against the rap game or none of that, but it's just I never could get into that type of stuff because like it's so many levels to life that a lot of people just never gonna be able to reach. So it's like kind of the level that I'm on right now. It's like,
do you mind going and open the door?
Yeah, like the level that I'm gonna say the level that I'm at in life, not with knowledge or nothing that, just in life. You know what I mean? It's still a struggle. You know what I mean? I haven't had fun in so long. You know what I mean? So not that I don't like that type of music, I just can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm true to myself anyway, you know what I mean? A lot of people might think shit good and all that, but it be a lot of times that I just, you know what I'm saying, knowing I just gotta go hard, I gotta do more. And it that hindered me too, you know what I mean? Cause I kind of be in my head bad about a lot of shit, and I know I hold myself back, and I try to focus more on myself, but it's just like I got so many people that depend on me. It's like weights on my shoulder. Same situation, like um, I was you know, I kind of moved away from Indianapolis to chase a dream, and you know what I'm saying. Before my sister passed, it was like a we had a long talk, you know what I'm saying, and she kind of expressed to me how she feel like I left her, you know what I'm saying. A part of her understood my reasons and she wanted me to, but another part she felt like, you know what I'm saying, when I left, a lot of shit kind of crumbled in her life. And when she passed, I came back here and I seen how fucked up just everything was, bro. Like, and it kind of like made me feel so selfish because I know I was good, but there was a lot of people that wasn't because I left. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like, uh, that would kind of be hard because she was a reason and my motivation for a lot of things. Cause I know how she loved me and depended on me, and I could. That was one person that anytime I record something that I know is raw, I'ma send it straight to her and she gonna give me that feedback that I need, you know what I'm saying? And I know it ain't fake cause I was her favorite rapper, so you know, with certain songs I send to her, she ain't gonna let up. You know what I'm saying? She gonna give me that energy that just hype me up. And when you
She'd
lose
be
that,
sitting on the couch doing it too, you know, like
yeah,
during like
she just
instant.
turned, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's kind of a reminder, you know what I'm saying, why you gotta keep going. And people don't I ain't gonna never let nobody see me sweat anyway. And no matter what I go through in life, you feel me? Like, as long as I'm still breathing, you know what I'm saying? I'ma always get through that shit. But that's one thing that kind of like, I do be feeling damaged bad, you know what I'm saying? And I just keep it pushing though, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what she'll want if she was here, you feel me? So it's like, keep going, go, you know what I'm saying? It's the only thing that when I think about it, you know what I'm saying? I use that as my motivation, like keep going, you feel me? You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that I get hated on a lot, you know what I'm saying? But it's way more people that root for me, you know what I'm saying? And
The haters are all rappers that think they should be where you're at. You know what I mean? Like, I can speak a lot for that. You know, like people be saying just stupid shit just because they feel like they don't know your actual story. They don't know like you said, like the different like levels and dimensions and like just the experiences that you've had, you know, that like make you who you are and make the music what it is. You know, if they don't actually know like anything about your story, then like you know it makes the music way more relatable and stuff when you do like kind of understand, you know, which is, you know, it's good to, you know, speak on that and really like get your message out there, you know what I mean?
I just, I, I feel like everybody, you know what I mean? We got our own walks of life, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm better than nobody or I stand a greater chance on making it than anybody. You could just start rapping today, you know what I'm saying? And you got the right song and you got the right connections and you know what I mean, the right business mind frame, shit, you can blow. You know what I mean? You might make it before anybody, you know what I mean? It's just about knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
You can always go viral, but I feel like you went the long road because like it would there is like you aren't just famous because of 1 week. You're famous because of years that you've been putting in, you know what I mean, and like a whole like generational thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from the first tapes to now, from going from Lil E to Mobfam E, you know, there really are like eras to it, and you've made it, you know, because making it, what does that even mean, right? Like
Right.
in a way, you have made it in Indianapolis, where you live, the city that is probably one of the hardest ones to actually make it for rap. You know what I mean? Because nobody else has. You know what I mean? So like that is an accomplishment, and I feel like even the people, you know, that like depend on you, I'm sure they know that. You know what I mean? That's why they kind of tie to your boat, because you got the motion. You know what I mean?
I'm on it though, you know what I mean?
So so take us back just real quick. When you first got into music, what was that like? Like I assume you were rapping before you were like in a studio, right?
Yeah. Um, I could take you back, way back, like I know what inspired me to want to rap. I know it was Cash Money when Lil Wayne them dropped The Block Is Hot. My grandma, she used to like before I went to school, anything, you know what I mean? I'd be in there with the music, the TV blasted. I used to watch their videos every morning because he used to come on like every morning around like 7 o'clock. That video, The Block Is Hot, to come on, and I used to really imitate Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like just as a kid, and then you know what I mean. Just growing up, I knew that was something I wanted to be. I always knew I was gonna be a rapper. Like I had that set in stone because I always like I always just gravitated to music, period, anyway. And just growing up, you know what I'm saying, as you get older, I see somebody that as a kid I knew personally, you know what I'm saying, an older guy, street nigga that I kind of watched grow up, you know what I mean, and he used to rap, you know what I mean. He from my city, his name Lil Nut, and just he used to always be around, so I used to always watch him and I looked up to him. So just watching him as a rapper, and he was the first person before me that I felt like made it with the rap, because he was the first one bringing rappers to the city and had jury and
Made
you
it
know what I
had
mean?
like a business out of it too.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I recorded a song.
Yeah.
You know, there's more to it.
Yeah, before
That's dope.
Mob or anything, you know what I'm saying, most artists wanted to be MGG, you know what I'm saying? And I had a chance to be a part of that, you feel me? Because relationships and knowing people, and you know what I mean? See, Nut he didn't know I could really rap, you know what I mean? It was a more so like yeah, I know, you know, that's little homie, you know what I mean? But he didn't really, I ain't never really tell him that I know how to rap too, you know what I mean? It was a situation of me being incarcerated with Pootie, and Pootie was already MGG. He was one of the little hoodlums, and you know what I mean? Pootie kind of pressed the issue a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, we gonna make that happen. He kind of told him, but I already knew Nut, you know what I'm saying? But, you know,
What age was that? Like when you were first?
man, I was probably like 18.
Really? Did you like in school, were you always working on music and stuff? I know, like, I mean, I didn't, like, I had like the work.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I was grinding.
Yeah.
In school, yeah, I went focused on, I really wasn't focused on rapping until I really first came home, and like when I was like 18, when I had first got introduced to the rap game with Nut, for real.
Yeah.
That's when Nut kind of put me in the studio and I just locked in. You feel me? And it was a song that was on the Hulu's album. It was called Certified. That kind of like sparked my buzz. Anyway, they had an album they dropped. You know what I'm saying? And I was featured on it, and I had a little phrase in a song that kind of like everybody gravitated to. It was something I said. I was like, let me tell them who I am. I'm a little E-ho. It was more so me saying a statement. Like, I could have been like, I'm a little E-ho something else. I'm a little E something else, you know what I'm saying? But everybody gravitated to that because it was so catchy. And when I dropped that, everybody like, man, who was this nigga on this song? He went crazy, you know what I mean? But that's how people greeted me when they seen me.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm a little E-ho, you know what I'm saying? So that was like people saying what's up to me every time they seen me, you know what I mean?
The same way now, it's like, dun dun dun.
Yeah,
Lil coming. Yeah.
Same way.
That's tight. So what's that like though, that initial first spark? Because a lot of artists, you know, they're still waiting for that first spark. You know, like what was that like? You know what I mean?
It was tight, but it was more so tight for me because I was in the streets and I'm getting kind of recognition from street guys that I'm encountering with from all sides of the city, from the east to the west. They kind of like hearing about me, you know what I mean? And when you kind of got a reputation, it's like people gonna do a background check, and I always been solid, not just on no gangsters stuff or nothing, but You know what I mean? But I feel like that's kind of what sparked my buzz, my first buzz anyway. And then my situation always been critical, like always, from fighting cases to not being able to pay for certain stuff. It's always been like that, you know what I mean? And I just always overcame everything, you know what I mean? And a lot of people kind of fuck with that. Like, I done seen him down, I done seen him go through certain shit, but he just keep pushing, you know what I'm saying?
And even if you're not, like on a podcast interview telling your story, you tell it through the music, and through the stuff to where it is like, people relate to it different, and knowing, like you said, like making sure sort of that you're not just like making things up, you know what I mean? And like just putting on like a total front, like people know that about you too, that it is authentic, because you're not even just saying like, oh, like I made like $1 billion or something. Like you're just talking about life, you know what I mean? Like real, like
Yeah.
like literally like your story, you know what I mean?
Cause that's what kind of like, that's the image I want. I don't want the image of, I know a lot of people that's capped. I done been around a lot of people that's capped. I used to look up to people that I used to think was this certain type of person or getting this certain type of money, and that shit be capped.
Smoke and mirrors.
It's all capped.
Yeah.
And me being in the same position, it'd be a lot of people that look up to me. I don't want to be the person that you looking up to because you think this certain thing of him. You know what I mean? Look up to me for who I am, you know what I'm saying? And not for what you think I got or what you think I am, you know what I'm saying? Or not what you think I did, because a lot of shit don't be that, you know what I mean?
And that doesn't even help anybody, you know what I mean? Like hearing the real stories and experiences of, that helps somebody that's actually like looking up to it, and like it lets them kind of know how to like navigate things, But if you're just like totally capping with it, then like there's not really much good that even comes from it, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's the time we in right there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like...
it is like an insane
that's
amount,
the time we in. It's
with
all
the internet
capped.
and everything, yeah.
And that's kind of what make it hard for me, because I'm just not doing it. I ain't into capping. I ain't you know what I mean? It's just me pushing. I got to keep pushing, you know what I'm saying?
So
praying that I can bring that real back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So talk about the different buzzes though. You said that was like the first time you really generated buzz, but then like where did that, like what kind of were the next ones?
My first project, Thug Vision. Thug Vision, when I dropped it, it kind of took over the streets. When I dropped Thug Vision, everybody gravitated to me, from old people to kids, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like, he the one. A lot of people tried to get behind me at the time, you know what I'm saying? I was with Nut, you know what I'm saying? I'm MGG, you feel me? And a lot of people kind of like, they got that utmost respect for Nut, so it was like we can't do nothing without hollering at Nut first, you know what I'm saying? And Nut, I kind of trust Nut judgment, so it wasn't never a time to where I wanted to be with somebody else or I wanted to sign with another label or nothing. If I ever had any type of encounter with any type of person on some music business, Nut would be the person I'd go to and just get advice or something. It wasn't like he was holding me back or nothing, or he didn't want me messing with certain people. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like, I asked for his advice, like, what you think about this? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about this? Or, you know what I mean? And
Like y'all are a team, because you need a team, really. Like if you're gonna be like real professional, it's not like you can film the video, edit it, and do everything yourself. You know what I mean? Like at least you need like whether it's like an engineer, like somebody helping you market, you know what I mean, or like a manager, just somebody to mentor or whatever. That it really does take a team, to make a business work.
Yeah, but there was like the next big buzz when I dropped my first project, I can't even call it an album, I'm gonna say a mixtape. And I had this was probably like 2000 shit, like 10, something like that. And I was already in Thug Vision 2 mode back then.
Yeah.
And what people don't know, this is something I've been want to explain to people. Like, when I dropped Thug Vision 1, as soon as I dropped it, I was already working on Thug Vision 2. And Thug Vision 2 was supposed to drop 2011. I was supposed to be drop Thug Vision 2.
Hey.
But what happened was I, kept getting incarcerated and I'm going back and forth to jail every time I come. Because I was fighting for my life every time I went to jail, you know what I'm saying? And when I come home, it was just like I wanted to give them something like I'm back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So different projects, being incarcerated, writing new songs, and just wanted to just give them something fresh like I'm back, you know what I'm saying? I kept pushing Thug Vision 2 back. Back to Life, for example, that just came about. I just wanted to give them something fresh like I'm back, I'm home. And then, got incarcerated again. Dropped Fast Life Living, incarcerated again, you know what I mean? For this one, we all got indicted, and you know what I'm saying? It was like real bad when everything came about with the Grundys. And by the way, that's something the news kind of put on us. We never called ourselves the Grundys or none of that. We was never a Grundy gang. It was the news just wanted to put us in a group and put a label on us. We never called ourselves or moved like we was no Grundys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just something that they put out there. And when I had came home from that, it was Eric Bolivar State in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Just give them something like, because I always wanted to make the most out of any type of situation, whether it's good or bad. And it was just an image that they painted on us so bad. I just wanted to do it for my fans too, you know what I'm saying? Let them know that no matter what nobody say about you or what happened in your life, you can always make the best out of any situation, you know what I mean? And mine's always been just real bad, you know what I mean? Or so public eye.
And you're not the headline, you know what I mean? Just because, like, even that's what's crazy with the news and shit. If they accuse you of anything, they're not going to write it that you were found not guilty, you know what I mean? So, like you do have to tell your own story, because, like, if you let them tell it, it's going to be totally off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's what it seems like, is a lot of, like it seems like they use you for clicks, you know what I mean? Especially, like, with the recent stuff, because you literally went viral, like, 5 different ways because of it. But obviously, like, they're, like, it seems like you're not getting the truth, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like they almost, like, why would a news crew even be there, you know what I mean, if it wasn't, like, trying to chase, like, clout or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We don't have to get into, like, any, like, details or anything like that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna speak too much on that situation because it's still going on, but...
No, I understand.
You know, it wasn't... It ain't bad as it look, you know what I'm saying?
And but kind of tied to that, I feel like there've been a lot of things going viral that you've been, like, tied to and stuff. And you spoke about, like, the Grundy thing. I know you saw the message that Rick wrote on Facebook to his sons, and that itself went viral because, like, my girlfriend, who's not even from Indianapolis, she saw it from, like, people from, like, a whole other city, you know what I mean? Which is...
that's crazy.
But what did you think when you saw that?
You know, I told her, bro, that's big bro, so I know his feelings, I know his intentions, so, you know what I mean? He always been that type of person. That's just something that he had on his heart to let other people see or read, because he wanted to, you know what I'm saying, express himself to the world. But that's just who he is. Like, he always been that type of person, you know what I mean? He always had a way of talking to people and, you know what I mean, making people understand him. He just can't rap. And I used to always tell him, like, man, you need to write a book or something, because people gravitate to you, you know what I'm saying? And they already slandered him and made him out to be something that he not, you know what I'm saying? If you knew him, you know how genuine and pure he is and passionate he is about certain things. And that's one thing that he was kind of passionate about expressing, because it's a lot of people that glorify him for same thing, stuff that's not true, or, you know what I mean?
If you let the news tell it, he was like a super villain, you know what I'm saying? When in reality, like, I'm sure he was human, and to some people he's a superhero, you know what I mean? Like,
the thing about that, they never show the good. Like it was times
Right.
like for years.
And an average person, he didn't have like a podcast or something where an average person would know his heart, you know what I mean? Or like know his mind or anything, you know what I mean?
But like in my city, like I'm not gonna say he started it, but he was the first person I really seen as far as giving back. It was times he used to take his own money and make sure not people that was in his family or close to him, but just random people that were struggling and made sure that they had nice Christmas and the kids were straight. You know what I'm saying? Spent $10,000s like numerous of times to bless other people that he didn't know. And it wasn't like he did it for recognition because he never really even posted. A lot of times he used to do that, not just on Christmas, but on certain occasions. He was a person that a lot of people depended on. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about from buying, he done did so much stuff for the community. A lot of people that's up and coming right now that, you know what I mean, ain't no telling where they would have been. He had a part of their success. You know what I'm saying? And never talked about it. And you know what I mean? It'd be a lot of times to where you don't really get that recognition. You kind of get
Right. You
bashed
almost
for
can't talk about it, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Which leads to people running with the crazy rumors, you know what I mean? Or painting a picture that's not accurate.
And that's one thing I dislike about Indianapolis and police department. They able to paint a picture of you that's just not true.
Yeah.
And
And
you
it
know,
seems like
it's
they were targeting it, like they want to paint it out because they're still like just trying to get anything to, like
yeah,
just to make what they think true, you know what I mean? Even if it's not. That's
yeah,
yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like he
What did you think when people might not even realize, but you did like move away to Atlanta, you did get out of Indianapolis. What did you think when you moved there? Was it peaceful? You know what I mean? Cuz
I'm gonna say this. I like Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna bash Atlanta, but times change. When I did when I been saying I was gonna move to Atlanta forever, that always been like a dream of mine. And when I was finally able to move to Atlanta, you see how much times change. Maybe when I was down there and wanted to move down there, a lot of people that was playing the game or in position at that time on to something different, maybe something better or something. And how life is now, it's not the same.
right.
Atlanta, so I'm down there trying, but I'm just like it's more so like I'm gonna say it's cap as fuck.
Yeah.
You
And
know what I'm
so many
saying?
people go there because it is like the Mecca, where like it's like going to Hollywood for an actor a lot of the
Yeah.
times, you know what I mean?
It used to be like that. It ain't like that no more.
Yeah.
I think this is not facts. This is my opinion.
Right.
Atlanta is not what it used to be. You know what I mean? Like when I used to go down there and used to want to get away, Atlanta was my getaway. I wouldn't. It's just it feel like my city now. You know what I'm saying? I done been down there so long, and when I wasn't living down there, it was like I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? And I made it my job to relocate down there. And by the time I was able to finally relocate down there, it wasn't what I was used to or what I expected. It was more so just smoke and mirrors, like,
Mm-hmm.
and not just that, because that's just from my perspective. But I'm gonna say this: the way people hustle is all different. I learned different hustles living in Atlanta, and it was different, but not in a good way. It was more so like it wasn't what I expected.
Right. And obviously a lot of those artists that go to Atlanta, they probably didn't create such a big following in the state that they're from, because that's rare, I mean, like for somebody moved from like Wisconsin to Atlanta, there's no way they probably have as much strength as you do in your own city. So it's like you almost want to use that, you almost like you want that initial fan base to show the world, because like they see the real of it, like they're not trying to just you're not competing with just like a random like SoundCloud rapper at that point, like there's more to it.
One thing I can say though about Atlanta, And I'm speaking from my experiences and my resources, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else might go down there with more and bigger resources and be able to reach certain places that I wasn't. But from my experience, like, only people that I really seen, like, I don't really know uh 21 Savage, but I always hear about them. But Lil Baby them, 4PF, they kind of got Atlanta on lock. I can say that.
And Coach K is from Indianapolis, which is like kind of the only tie we have, but that's not, that's not like
I ain't gonna really speak
a
on
big
Coach
thing.
K, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't got nothing against him or nothing, but Coach K is from here. But I'm gonna say Lil Baby them, 4PF, they kind of they turn, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, how they move, I like their unity with all they people. It have been a couple times where I done been in a room with them, and I just like how they move and they turn.
Yeah. No, I feel like that is kind of the smoke and mirrors, though. Like when you go there, you think you're gonna be like connected with like those like top 10 Atlanta artists. You know what I mean? So to even like get in the door though is crazy. But I feel like that's really like where the superpower comes from. Is like your own city, because nobody else like has that. So like Atlanta is always gonna be like sort of like Hollywood or whatever, where like the viewer of it, the music listener, all they see is like everything's easy and flashy and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But really, like like you do kind of just have to like focus on the real and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I can say, like, and I don't even know the facts on this, but Houston is more so the mecca of music right now, in my opinion. It's a lot of different cities that it's kind of known for certain things, but like hip hop and rap right now, Houston is the place I think you should be as a rapper,
That's
just
tough.
because of the
That's where South
the
by
culture.
Southwest is. Is that where they're?
Nah, I don't
No.
know the facts on that.
Yeah, I
But
don't know either. No, but yeah, that's cool. So
they got the music culture is kind of pushing towards Houston right now.
yeah,
It's kind
no,
of
I
like
feel
how
that too. And
it's
yeah,
kind of how like Atlanta used to be.
yeah, no, I see that. So I kind of have to ask you too. We all saw the headline, then Vlad posted the headline, and then you literally had almost like 1,000 people come to your defense saying, share the music, focus on the music, like don't just post, like a headline for clout. What did you think of that whole situation?
Only I was just thinking like only if he knew who I really was.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't know me personally. He probably didn't even know nothing about the music. He just probably found a story that looked interesting.
I feel like he had to
felt
have known
like
it was music though, because he doesn't just post random stories. You know what I mean? Like it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not. Who
I don't know the
who
facts on it,
knows?
but
Yeah, me neither.
what I can say is, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Vlad. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to do your research and post some of my music. You know what I mean? Maybe you can use your platform to shed light on Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? And put me in a different, you know what I mean, view or playlist of somebody else that, you know what I mean, a fan of Vlad. I don't really watch Vlad or none of that. So it was a lot of times a lot of people was like, man, you need to reach out to him. Nah, I'ma just keep putting it in their face, you know what I'm saying? If he see, he see.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck really though. You know what I
Right.
mean? And not only that, I fuck with everybody that, you know what I'm saying, was on their ass though, you know what I mean? Cause I definitely seen all the memes. I seen everything that they were saying. Like I'm just one of those they like to make fun of my pain sometimes and think it's shit a game, but
But that's crazy
I
pressure,
didn't.
in a city where nobody else even has that celebrity to go through the things you've been through, and have to hear people say your story backwards, like that's a lot of pressure. Most people get like 20 Instagram likes and then that's freaking them out. You know what I mean? But like to get like tens of thousands of people watching your Instagram story, that's a different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing that I meant to say, like, far as making it, I feel like that play a big part too is promotion and marketing. If you knew how to market yourself better, I think that'll be a big plus with people making it and breaking certain barriers with the music industry.
Right. Like even the content you post, the videos of you rapping, they get a lot of views. You know,
They go
like
going crazy.
and those are simple. You know, that's just literally at like 6 a.m. after we're done recording. A lot of the times, you know what I mean. But those things let people know that you're working. It lets them know that music's coming. You know what I mean. And it lets you paint your own picture instead of just going off of what like a random person wrote in a headline or something. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I got so much shit I'm working on. They just be like, they just don't know. You know, because we be in here locked in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So let me ask you, what is Thug Vision? You know, because I know it's more than just the albums. Like what describe what Thug Vision is like in
Thug
a whole.
Vision is my legacy. Thug Vision is something that represent me. You know what I mean? Not just as a thug, but just my perspective on life. Period. You know what I'm saying? And how I see things. Cause you see, we might have different views on the same situation, you know what I mean? And we probably both be right about something, you know what I mean? But the way you express yourself on this situation and the way I express myself on this situation, whether it's right or wrong, that's just your point of view on it, you know what I'm saying? And that my vision is just my vision, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I always wanted something that represented me. And that's my legacy. So everything I do is kind of like a thug vision.
Yeah. Can you describe what the movie is like in your own words? You know, if you had to give like a like a your own trailer kind of like elevator pitch of.
I don't want to spoil it just
Yeah.
yet. So I don't
No,
even
that's
want.
cool. I understand.
What I'm gonna do is I can say this. It's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Heck
We
yeah.
gonna say that for another time. You know what I'm saying? Me even
Yes,
speaking
sir.
on that, but yeah, I'm working on a movie. You know what I mean? Thug Vision. But what I can do for y'all is tell y'all that I wrote a book and the movie is based on a book. So when the book come out, y'all just make sure y'all go stream it and it's gonna be on all platforms, you know.
I hope you make the audiobook too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all
For
that.
sure.
Yeah. That's something that I always wanted to. I always been a visionary anyway. You know what I mean? I know how to uh paint a picture, but being incarcerated, that's kind of was a blessing that came about is me making a book. And not only that, it was a lot of people that I was in there that kind of gave me the motivation because a lot of people was day by day reading it with me, you know what I'm saying? And they used to be mad like, man, you need to finish it. You need to finish it. So that was kind of my focus. I always knew I could do it. And Rick was another part of my inspiration because he used to always say it, like, you know what I mean? And that's something that he working on too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm gonna let him he gonna get his time to kind of speak on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna steal his shine on that. But Rick is a genius when it come to painting a story.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
It really is.
that's gonna be awesome.
I be kind of excited more so to him to finish his book, but he got it in making.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So yeah, and that's why I feel like artists should even be able to rap from jail because if you can publish a book, you should be able to publish an album. You know what I mean? And it's just telling their story just different
all about
ways, you know?
resources, bro. If you got the right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? When I was incarcerated, I had a I had a cell phone, so I was able to record, and you know I had the connections to certain studios and able to make it sound half decent. You know what I mean? And
Did you record the song with Kevin Gates over the phone?
nah,
No. But there were some you dropped that were, right? Like back
yeah,
then.
Live from the Pen. See, Live from the Pen supposed to be out, but Live from the Pen was supposed to. It's on Thug Vision too. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why that never really came out because Thug Vision 2 was supposed to be out. It just kept getting pushed back. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give it to y'all raw too, just so people can understand why dates get pushed back and stuff like that. When you just kind of like going with the flow, a lot of stuff do not get done as you expected. When you sit down and write shit down step by step and knock it out accordingly, everything is gonna go either how you expect it or 10 times better. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the problem, that a lot of times I was just going with the flow. I wasn't really like perfecting my craft and standing on that business. You know what I'm saying? Anytime y'all got anything y'all want to accomplish or do, write that shit down, see it through. You know what I mean? And I promise you, it's gonna turn out 10 times better. Anytime I ever wrote something down, every time I got it done way better than I expected. And it got done, you know what I mean?
It's not just a dream swirling around like, oh, I thought of this yesterday. You know, you got a plan.
It ain't gonna never happen. You gonna just be a story that a lot of people was like, he could have been this, or you know what I mean?
So, but part of that too, because the execution part is the hardest. You know what I mean? Like you can have the idea and plan, but sometimes it's hard. You know, you don't want to do sort of the work. You know, you're down in the dumps. What kind of advice do you give to the people that they know there's something they need to be doing? They have the goal, the plan. Like, how do you really get yourself to do it sometimes? You know what I mean?
Write it down step by step. Write down things to do. Step one, whether it's you ain't got the money, whether it's I don't care what it is about, you know what I'm saying? Placing a call, ordering this or doing that, it got to be done step by step. And you can't really just like go to step 1, then go to step 10. You got to knock that shit out accordingly on how you see fit for you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's gonna get done.
Yeah, one small step at a time.
No matter what nobody say, if you write that shit down step by step and figure out a way to accomplish step 1, step 2, step 3, you know what I mean? Knock it down in a row. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can, you know what I mean, cut the corners and skip to step 4 or step 6 or whatever when it's something simple as I can do both of these at once, you know what I'm saying? Something like, for me, example, like getting a artwork done and recording a song, you know what I mean? I can do both of them. I can multitask with that, so I can knock them out step by step, but it's all about steps and
getting the details
organized.
right.
Yeah,
you're paying attention to the details. You're not just rushing it and throwing whatever you recorded the first take out. You know what I mean?
I think if people did that, they'd surprise themselves more. If they just took time to write shit down and knock it out accordingly, it'll get done. Like, people doubt themselves a lot, so that's
if
one thing.
If you just look at the end goal, it's too big. You know, the small steps.
And I'm telling you, bro, like I'm one of those, like, I got big dreams, I got big goals, so I be having to make sure that I'm isolating. That's another reason I isolate myself too, and I kind of cut the world off a lot, because I know my vision and certain things, when you got other people attached to it, they might got good intentions for you, but they just can't see as big as you can, and it's gonna minimize everything you trying to do, whether it's just a little bit or a lot. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit destroy people's dreams.
And you can't let somebody else affect your dream, because, like you said, that's what's in your head. You know what I mean? They're not seeing it. Like, they're probably telling you not to do something you're not even trying to do. You know what I mean? It's like you really just have to have that kind of confidence in yourself for that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what do you want to be known for? Like, what do you want your legacy to be?
What I want to be known for, bro, is a person that never really gave up. No matter how hard shit got or how bad it got, he never gave up. Making it, to me, you know what I mean? Like, it don't really mean nothing, because I'm in transition every day. Like, I just so happen to know how to rap, you know what I mean? Like, I can do a lot of things that I haven't expressed to the world that they ain't seen, you know what I'm saying? Rapping is just something that I'm known for doing good. Like, I like acting. I like, I can do a lot of shit. I can juggle. I can do a lot, you know what I mean? It's just, I want to be known for creating different platforms and avenues to generate revenue, not just with rapping. Like, I got a passion for rapping and I love that, but it's so much more that I'm
what you
doing.
just described, that mindset is literally to accomplish anything. Whatever you set your goal to, you know, I mean, you can do anything if that's your
Yeah,
process
yeah,
because, you know, you're breaking it down to the detail. Like you're describing how to do a good job at something, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm sure like if the same way, you know, LeBron James would probably be a fire doctor if he wasn't in the NBA, you know, or so, like whatever job he did, he would probably do it well
Yeah.
because of the mindset that's involved to be
Fact.
successful. Yeah.
You know, like same fire I used to. I'm not saying I lost my fire with my music, but the same way I used to be so passionate and geeked up about dropping an album or stuff like that, I be feeling the same way about making movies and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to create different just revenues, bro. Not just with the rap, like, you know what I mean? And not only that, I'm at an age right now to where, you feel me, like, the rap is kind of the younger generation game, you know what I mean? I just got so many people that need to hear what I got to say.
Right.
And my story haven't been completed yet, you know what I mean? I'm still in a process. I'm still working on myself. I'm still getting better and better. I don't feel like, what I can say, I don't feel like I lost it. I don't feel like I used to be. So I keep pushing because I know I'm getting better and better. I just haven't expressed myself to the world. There be a lot of people be wanting, they be dying to hear my story. This is the first time I get a chance to, well, I got a chance to really like express myself and give them just an insight on who Mobfam is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never really hid behind no name either. You know what I mean? That was part of the reason that I put my real name out to the world. So people don't, you know what I'm saying, misjudge me for just being a rap nigga or a street nigga. You know, I'm so much more than that.
Yeah.
Way much bigger than just a rapper or a street dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a father. I work hard. I'm passionate. You know what I'm saying? But most of all, I know I'm pure. So that's why I always get blessed, because anything I do, I had a mindset like, I'm going this with a pure intention. So anybody cross me or do anything that's to bring harm to me, I don't feel bad about nothing happening to them or none of that. No. All my intentions is always pure.
And it's like the why of why you do it, even like you said, like can like whether it's the music or, you know, even like how you said Rick is working on a book. You know, a lot of people would give up, but it takes a certain type of person to say like, no, I'm still gonna make something out of, you know, whatever you're in, you know what I mean? And that's really where it's at, you know, is that mindset. Because I don't know you from like this, like the streets or anything like that. Like I know you from the studio, so what I get to see, you know, is probably different than what like, you know, like an average person does or whatever, you know, like, because that's what I see is like you're one of the most hardworking people that come through, and you know how to be professional, you know, and you have like the sort of the total package with marketing, knowing how to brand yourself, having talent in the music, you know what I mean? And just being professional about it. You know, like I see so many artists that like get drunk or just, you know, like crazy messed up during the studio, but like you stay focused, you know, even if it's like 10 hours in, we're still, you know, like working to make it good, you know, and that's really admirable, you know.
And I appreciate that, man. I feel that that's crazy, because I be saying the same thing about you. Like, you know what I mean? I know it's a lot of people that's kind of good at what they do, but me and you done built that relationship and the chemistry to where, like, I know you know the knowledge to do certain things, and what I feel like you're not good at, I feel like we can work to get good at that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
No, I appreciate
and
that too.
I feel like
It's
you,
definitely like trust, you know. I
yeah.
appreciate
And
that.
what people don't know is it been a lot of times to where, you know what I mean, you done show mad love. So you feel me? That's kind of my way of showing you my loyalty anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's how
Well,
I'm rocking with you anyway, bro.
no, yeah, and I appreciate you doing this. You know, like it's like I definitely appreciate the time and all that.
Like,
But and I'm sure I've told you this before, but even before I started engineering in the city, Like I had friends that would like only listen to you, you know what I mean? And like they maybe like a handful of like other local ones, but they would tell me like the stories about you and stuff, you know what I mean? And it it is just like a different level, you know? So like I'm like the reason I do it isn't like for the money, you know, we wouldn't be in here like you wouldn't be doing this if it was only about the dollar. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's you kind of have to have a different why of why you do it, you know?
yeah, man. It's just it gotta be done, bro. Like it's so many different ways it's being done, but I'm not seeing it done the way I see it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's fun and it's like a journey to see it through. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm seeing it's being done. It's just not the way that I would do it. So my whole thing is like I'm gonna do this shit my way. You know
Right.
what I mean? This ain't nothing that nobody told me. This ain't nothing nobody showed me. This is
Right.
something that I'm showing y'all that no matter what you go through or what walks of life you come from, it can be done if you passionate and you believe in yourself. And the way that I believe in myself is the same way people believe in a God. You know what I'm saying? I believe in a God too, you know what I'm saying? But the same way people have they faith, you know what I mean? That's how much I believe in myself.
Yeah. No, that's real. And you basically need that, you know, because otherwise, like, what's the other option? You know what I mean? To be like miserable or something. But
Yeah.
what would you say is next for you? Like, what do you have coming up next?
I got so much stuff coming up next. I don't know. I'm always in transition. I could just say I just expect the unexpected. Ain't no telling, you know what I mean? Like with me, it's kind of like every day I'm thinking of ways that I can better myself and you know what I'm saying, make it happen. And I was watching a post. Rick Ross had said something to where he was like, uh, "You can lose 1,000 times. All it takes is that one time to win. It take one time to win, and you know,
Then the thousand losses don't matter. You know what I
don't
mean?
matter. It
Yeah.
don't matter.
And that's just business too. Like in sales, whether you're like trying to push your album or like any business with sales, you got to be able to take 1,000 no's to get one yes. You
Yeah,
know, like you can't let somebody else's opinion that probably isn't relevant at all. You can't let that stop you from accomplishing what you want for sure. But I know Bloodbath. That's the upcoming single, right?
yeah. Hold on. Hey, can you make sure both of them are still on?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, nice, cool. What you were saying?
It's good.
Fact.
It's one of the first times it's been good the whole time.
Yeah, let's go. We just gotta make sure we
Yeah.
got some good shit.
I was gonna say I would feel so fucking stupid if I had to be like,
I
oh,
know.
yeah. But all right. So Bloodbath.
Yeah.
The clip is basically going viral on Instagram, right? People are probably already gonna know the words of it. There's a lot of different kind of lines I want to break down a little bit, but just tell us in general what's it about.
Bloodbath. Now look, I know music. You feel me? So I know Bloodbath is gonna be a big record. You know what I'm saying? And I felt the same way about Punisher. You know, I knew Punisher was gonna be
It
big.
reminds me of
Like,
Punisher.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm gonna say this one is gonna be a little bit bigger because I got a bigger fan base now, and it's gonna. I know a little more knowledge on how to promote it, so it's gonna be on more platforms than Punisher was. But I'm gonna say this with Bloodbath, how Bloodbath even came apart. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Roosevelt, from 19th and Roosevelt, and an older guy from my neighborhood, we all call him Unc. His name Uncle Keith. You know, as a young nigga, you know, not even just a young nigga, but everybody from my neighborhood, you know, he'll see him, be like, how deep? We be like, too deep. He'll say, put the ass where? Like to sleep. Like steady pumping. And then that's when you say, always into something. Like, can't go back. And he be like, won't go back. That was how he greeted us. You know what I mean?
Bloodbath.
You know what I mean?
Hard.
And everybody from my neighborhood, they know that. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of a neighborhood thing. So everybody from Roosevelt, when they hear it, they be so geeked up because, you know what I'm saying, long live Keith. You know, Uncle Keith, he passed, you know what I'm saying? But that's something that, if you from Roosevelt, you know that saying.
Yeah.
How deep, you know what I mean? And I just turned it into a music because, you feel me, that's something that's gonna live forever.
Exactly.
And when you hear that bloodbath, you're gonna think about Uncle Keith, you know what I'm saying? Because he the one started that, you know what I mean?
Now that same thing's gonna reach how many more people, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, you never know this, like the butterfly effect, you know, you never know. Even with this, you don't know what kid's gonna watch this and take some of your advice and run with it, you know?
Man, you just don't know how bad I've been trying to find a clip of him saying it. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll get a better understanding on how much that means to me, that chorus, period. Like, how deep, too deep. It's not just a song or nothing, you know what I'm saying? That's history, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It means
everybody from my
something,
neighborhood, they know that, word for word.
That's real. And that's what I'm saying. If the average listener, you know, in California or something was aware of your story, the actual reasons of some of the lyrics, you know what I mean, or like this, what you're talking about, is such a different thing, you know, than just coming up with like a rap that rhymes, you know what I mean? Because like I've seen it too. Like, you think about what you put into it. You're not just rhyming. You know what I mean? Like, you're putting thought into it and making sure it has a meaning, and it's catchy. Like that to me is the same as like the dun dun dun. They like Lee coming. You know what I mean? And the how you said you did that before. You find these like phrases that are gonna stick out, which, you know, I feel like a lot of artists could take a tip from that. You know?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I love creating music. I love creating vibes, you know. I feel like once I get into a better space in life, I'll be able to create more. Because I got gangster rap is just something that I always been good at, you know what I mean? And it's something that a lot of people kind of gravitate to more, but I can make songs for the ladies. I feel like rapping, I can do anything. Like, give me a pop beat. I just haven't
I've seen it
expressed
too.
myself
Like,
like that.
you're not lying at all, and a lot of
can
it's
do
just
that.
unreleased. You know, so
Yeah.
like even some of the stuff I heard, like, it's totally different from Punisher. You know what I mean? But it's still some of the best music. You know, I feel like I've even worked on. You know.
Yeah, I got so much different music, and I can't wait. Like, okay, what I can say is I'm gonna give y'all this. I been had Thug Vision all the way to 10 done, not
What?
recorded, but I got Thug Vision 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I already got them songs, and I got a album called Demonstrating Law. It's done. I just haven't recorded them yet. I got so much music. It's just like crazy, bro. Like,
No, that is.
I got so much music. I just be wanna, and then that's why I just record. Like, I can come in here and record 10 songs. You know what I mean? And sometimes what I had in my mind, I wanted to record at least 100 songs before I pick which song gonna go on the album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is real too. That's something the top professionals, you know, that's like sort of what like Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones would talk about, is like making sure you have a lot of options and then pick the best ones, you know, where a lot of artists these days, they drop the rough draft as soon as they get it, you know, without, or, you know, they drop what's on their phone or whatever, but they're not really crafting it into something, you know what I mean? They're just going with whatever comes out. But there's definitely something to be said for the whole vision of what Thug Vision even is, because being like a movie or something too, it's like a whole world. You know what I mean? It's way more than just an album. You know what I mean? And to hear that you're on 10 is crazy. Like, that's wild. And I've seen it though. I mean, I've seen you come in with like books of songs. It's wild.
Yeah, I got so much music. You feel me? Like, so look, I ain't never told nobody, but like my son, he know how to rap.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he next?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is he?
My son 8.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? He and he kinda he got his own mind though. Like, my son type of person that, you know, if he want to do something, he gonna want to do it. I don't necessarily want to force like he gonna be a rapper because I'm a rapper. I be trying to figure out like what he want to do and kind of hope that's the lane that he want to take. You know what I'm saying? And kind
Do
of.
you listen to the same music, or does he listen to different music?
Nah, he got. I don't know, man. They got like kids. They music is way different now. Like
Yeah,
he
like
get in my
TikTok
car,
music.
he get in my car, and start bumping that. She like the New York, the kind of I forget
The New York drill stuff.
Yeah, man, he like crazy about that. I be like, son, what is this, dude?
Yeah,
And he really like that's his type of music. I be like, I don't be what it shatters little dream. Like I can't listen to that. It be funny because my son, he funny and he remind me so much of me. Like his whole the way he talk, the way he act is just me all over. So I just be studying him more so just as much as he study me.
right. No, that's super. I'm hyped to hear what he does.
Yeah,
You know, that's
I'm
exciting.
a bring him in. He
Yeah.
gonna come in.
No, that's super cool.
What?
Yeah.
Cause I got a studio in my house, and when I was in Atlanta, I had took him down there, and he in a studio like trying to figure it out, but don't want to ask me because I tell him don't get on the computer, cause he'll just get to messing with stuff and ain't no telling what he'll do. But,
Oh yeah, it's easy to mess up some of the systems.
And
So.
I done caught him a couple times in the booth with his microphone on. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
Now
it'd
kids,
be fun.
record if they have like an iPad or phone or whatever. You know, they got like the whole studio in their pocket. Where like, back in our day, like growing up, even though that sounds old, like we didn't have like just phones where you could have like a whole band lab or anything like that to practice. Which is cool.
That's something I definitely want to do. Like I want to put him in the studio and kind of catch a vibe with him more than anything. Cause I'm gonna say this too. You know what I'm saying? My niece, she passed away, which is Rick's daughter, and she was so talented. Like that was one thing that she kind of always looked forward to was dropping her album. She was nice. I still got some songs of hers that we gonna put out, you know what I mean? But that was one of the hardest things too, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like when we talk about failure and losses, that's kind of one that kind of hurt me the most. Because she was on a record label too, and she had so much for the world that we didn't even get to show them yet. Yeah, Long Live Moo Moo. She was like, she's supposed to be a star. And so I try not to get caught up in the internet and certain stuff because I done really been through so much, you know what I mean? And it be kind of hard to stop or just give all this shit up when I'm knowing what came with it and what I lost behind this dream we chasing.
And I mean, you do, like you said, like it can be a weight, but like you do like put that type of stuff, on your shoulders, and that becomes, like the fire of what's going to make you do it. And what you were saying with your son, even if it's a different style, which is probably because he hasn't had like the same experiences, and all that yet, but really teaching him that mindset, to be able to accomplish anything, then you're really just teaching him how to be successful, whether it's through rap or sports or business or anything. I mean, if you teach him how to, have a big dream, make a plan and make it into like smaller goals to get there, like I feel like that's really valuable, Yeah. And I'm sure if he saw you in the studio, he would know like that. It would be like how you said Lil Nut put you on too, to see what comes with it besides just the rap itself. I feel like that'd be awesome.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to touch bases on. Like, if you notice, like, that's him on the this a for sure be on my tags for my beats.
The beat. Yeah, that's tight. Yeah, if you ever hear this is for sure beat, that's you made the beat too, which a lot of people probably don't even know. Like, one, that you can make beats, but you obviously have done it all too. Like, you know how to record yourself, like at a home studio, and like you really can play all the positions too, which a lot of artists don't realize you have to be able to do, because otherwise you're just trusting whoever's sitting back here, but you having experience, you can be more hands on and really make sure that it's what you want,
And you know why? Because like depending on people is just something that I'm not into. So if you want something done, if you don't know how to do it, one thing you gotta do is educate yourself. I spent 6 months watching tutorials and just educating myself on how to do certain things when it comes to making beats. Cause I wasn't really getting the sounds that I wanted when I do have people make my beats. So I'm like, I know I can do it.
Right.
I just don't know the knowledge on how to do it and how to play certain things. So I had to take some time out to learn it. And you know what I mean? Now when I make beats, I be like, this crazy, you know what I mean? It started off a process and then you get in the hang of it and now you be like, man, this ain't shit.
Yeah, and they're good too, because you can tell that you've listened to a lot of beats. You've heard good and bad beats.
Thug Vision 3, I produced not all of them. I still work with some people, but Thug Vision 3, most of them songs on there, I produced them.
No, that's huge. And as an independent artist, that means you own 100% of it, and that means that even if your fan base is like in Indianapolis, that gives you an edge, because then you don't need a billion streams where you're only making 2% of what you generate, because that's smoke and mirrors too. Even some of the biggest artists, the average listener doesn't realize like they're making such a small cut of sort of what they should be in a lot of ways. But for an independent artist to be able, to support that is huge,
Yeah,
because it adds up. Like, a lot of people think streaming doesn't matter, but you've made money through streaming and being set up the right way, with BMI, ASCAP, Sound Exchange, all the different stuff like that. It really just speaks to having a business sense about it, and not just going with the flow,
Man, there's so many people that probably got money just sitting that they don't even know about.
Yeah.
If you got your music registered and you don't got all the accounts or know all the outlets that pays and stuff like that, only thing you gotta do is just learn it. It's stuff like the main 4 ones is having a distributor like CD Baby, TuneCore, Urban Life, DistroKid, or United Masters. Them are all distros. You know what I'm saying? That's one way to generate revenue. Now you do this every time you drop. You can't use multiple ones on a album or a single. You can only use one. Far as like if I was to drop an album or a single on CD Baby, I couldn't use the same. I couldn't use a different distro. Like I couldn't use Urban Life to put
because it's
a
already
song off my
copyright
album
under
on
the
there.
other one.
Yeah,
because those are, not only does it put it on the major platforms, but it collects your money too.
Right.
So yeah, you can't get paid out for the same song on different platforms. Yeah.
So the distro is one. Then you got ASCAP or BMI. You need to set that up.
Which, if you get any streams on Spotify, you're getting paid through the ASCAP BMI too. So if you don't have that set up, you literally are just missing out on free money.
Missing out. Then you gotta get your Song Trust. That's one. And your Sound Exchange. That's another one. And another thing people don't be understanding is your Google AdSense. That's another thing that you gotta have. Google AdSense. Once you set up your Google AdSense account, you might get, like when I did it not too long ago, I had a check that I had. It was like $3,200, but I had a check just sitting, and that's from collecting all my royalties from years back that I never had set up. So it's people that probably been dropping music that got money just sitting that they can collect, but they just don't, you know what I mean, know nothing. But that's another thing that I was gonna say about how important it is to know the business and having certain stuff set up. It's something little as having a bank account, you know, a business bank account, or, you know what I mean, knowing that it takes a count and routing number to set these certain to get your music on these certain platforms. You gotta have a way that they can pay you.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a bank account, you know what I mean? Once you do that, you set your bank account and your routing number up to stuff like Google AdSense, and you gonna have like generation of wealth. Like,
And once
if
you
you
start
got,
doing it official, it becomes a tax write-off too. So
yeah,
like the studio time, the expenses you put into, promotion and all that, really you could end up getting money back at the end of the year. You know, I mean, even if you don't make a dime, you could still
facts.
end up getting money back at the end of the year because it's a total loss, but you set it up as a real business, you know?
Yeah. See, like, since I got mine set up, I get paid like every week, like, and that's why I like CD Baby, because they offer that you can do it quarterly, you can do it weekly, bi-weekly, whatever, but it's like you can set it up, and it's all about how hard you go. Now I'm in a point to where I know exactly how to set it up and how to release music. So it's all about how hard you go.
Right.
Now it's not about me getting a record deal. It's about me just keep grinding and keep putting in their face. Like, the more music I drop, the more money I get. You know what I'm saying? So
And like you said, building other revenue streams too, but knowing how you're going to get paid. Because so many artists will just do things expecting somebody to just magically drop them a bag if they do it. But like you have to be set up to make the small pennies before you make, the big dollars. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it adds up like over time with the big catalog, even if they're not as as big as you, it still adds up. Like I know a lot of people that have paid their bills through Spotify and different things, but it just you have to know what to do, which is I think that's huge. I'm sure there's an upcoming artist watching this like, what do you mean I got paid 3 different ways from the same song? They're probably googling it right now.
I think that's the thing that I'm gonna do too. Just show people ways on how they can set their music all the way up the right way, or not their music, they label. If you got a record label, it's damn near imperative that you set everything up a certain type of way and make sure all these accounts is right, because if it'd be pointless to do it and, you know what I mean, you're not even knowing if you're making money, or, you know what I mean.
Right. It's not sustainable then, you have to start making revenue different ways, whether it's like I know artists that sell merch, like they come up with their own creative way to make revenue and make it make sense. And I've seen you obviously have done a lot of like features. You don't do a lot, but you like cuz you're you're not the type of guy that's going to just hop on anybody if they throw you a little bit, cuz I've seen you turn down a lot of features, if they don't come right with it, then yeah, like you're not going to do it. But I'm sure everybody watching this is like, damn, I need a feature. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you another reason why I ain't really big on features is, you know what I mean, like, I don't really care about the money part of. If I see something great in somebody, I want to work with them. It's just certain people. I'm not doing no song with no rat. I'm just not doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it be stuff like that that might be a reason that I don't work with people. And not only that, some people just not as passionate. Probably don't have their stuff set up. I probably want to do a song with you, but you just don't have your stuff set up to where, like, what if we do a song and it be a hit? You know what I'm saying? By you not having your business set up right, you not even able to give me my percentage of the song. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
No,
don't even know
I
how
know
to,
what you
you
mean.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So before people try to work with people, you need to understand the business, because I got songs that I done did with people that I like the verse. You ain't never heard it because they didn't have their stuff set up right, or wasn't as serious as I am about their music, so it never came out. And that kind of defeat the purpose of working with people. I like working with people that I know serious and are passionate, you know what I mean? Or I like working with people that don't really, you know what I mean, have the same resources I have or knowledge I have to try to help them. I mean, I done met so many people that I feel like got great potential, they just don't know the knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
you might see me. That's why I be bringing a lot of people here trying to help them, man.
Yeah, I've
Want
seen
to
you
see
help
them
more
push it.
artists than probably anybody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's on your own studio time too, which is, like it's not free to be here, you know what I
Facts.
mean? And that's and you do give them more advice even than just the music, you know what I mean? Like you really are trying to like help them make it into like a successful business, you know? That's awesome.
Cause I come from nothing, and I know, like, just being a creator, how how profitable it is. Like, it's some people that wish they had the knowledge to make some legit money or a way that they can do something, and it's really a way.
They
You
might
don't
even
have
have the
to.
talent too.
Yeah.
They just don't have the business set up
Yeah.
behind it, you know?
The main thing is, man, getting that when you got a LLC and you running a business, you gotta know all the ways that you can make money off of this LLC and learn. It's just learning the business.
You gotta come up
Period.
with your own ways. You gotta
Yeah,
do stuff nobody else is doing, you know what I mean?
facts. And I kind of created that self. I created that for myself. Like my record label being in good standing. So that's kind of the main thing that I make sure that I'm still in good standing. And you know what I mean. And just running a business is like, I didn't know how to do this shit. This was all new to me. You know what I mean? But I knew how important it was when you a rapper. You know what I mean? You gotta have certain stuff set up. And I'm just getting better with it. I'm not saying I'm perfect at running a business or nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just passionate, and it's something that I'm interested in learning. So what I don't know, I'm gonna learn.
Yeah, and even that's real because if you look on Instagram, they're telling you, I run a successful business, pay for this course or some shit, but they're selling the dream. You know what I mean? They're not telling you that entrepreneurship is harder than doing a 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
Hard.
Especially with rap because it's just as competitive as the NBA, damn near. You know what I mean? Like you really have to carve your own way through it. You can't just hop on a trend and expect to be Lil Baby. You know what I mean? Like you really have to build your own brand of what you stand for, so you can do that without putting on a fake show every time.
Yeah, I'm just blessed to be able to do it. So,
I'm
man,
blessed that you're here. I mean, I'm honored, bro. And even just the conversations we've had, I mean, like I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
appreciate that too, no doubt.
So we talked about it, how Rick had that message for his sons. We'll wrap it up here soon too. But if you had to leave like a message for your son, what would you say?
Um, me and my son, we talk a lot about just positive stuff. But what I would, if I had to leave a message with him, just always stay focused on what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And do everything in your power to accomplish something, and don't give up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live or walk in my footsteps. Just as a father, I will want to provide that opportunity for you, but you can be anything you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever makes you happy or whatever you see yourself doing, it's ways that it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm going to make sure I do my part and make sure that it be easier for you to accomplish that. But you don't have to do it because you feel like you was pressured into doing something. Like, even because my son, he in football right now, and as you get older, you stop like losing interest in doing certain things. Not saying he losing interest in it, but you don't really know if that's something that you gonna do forever, and you don't have to do something just because that's what you was taught or somebody told you should do this. Like me as a rapper, you don't have to be a rapper because your father was a rapper. You know what I mean? Right. Find something that you feel like you good at and figure out how to make a business out of it.
Yeah. No, that's as real as it gets. That's true. So I made it a thing like on this podcast. I was doing interviews in Atlanta, and I would ask them like how you what, and obviously nobody knows what that means. You know what I mean? Can you speak on that? Just
yeah, we gonna speak on that. How you what? That's, Naptown slang. I'm gonna say this, you know what I mean? How you what is like more so like what's up. It's a Naptown thing, but cause a lot of people from out of town be like, what the fuck? What that mean?
They be looking
They
at you
don't know what it mean.
crazy.
But it mean more so like a what's up. And not only that, how you what is more, my opinion, how you what is more of a West Side thing, because that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm gonna say it originated from. If I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying.
It's hard to know, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna say that's a West Side thing too, but it's a Naptown thing too, because it's East Side. I see it all the time. You know what I mean? I'm from the East Side, but yeah, how you what is definitely one of the main slangs in Indianapolis.
I think it's important though for us to build our own brand as a city, you know what I mean, and have certain lingo, because we, like other places, will copy like a New York lingo or something, but to have your own brand that differentiates us from Chicago, you know what I mean, or from somewhere else.
That's not the only slang that we got that I feel like separate us. We got out the gate. A lot of people don't know what out the gate mean. You say that, like, what that mean? You know what I'm saying? For sure, me personally, that's something that I came up with, you know what I'm saying? And my whole city, they use that now, you know what I'm saying? When my the way it's not just for sure is not just something that, because people been saying for sure. So it's not like I made the word for sure.
The way you say it is like, your signature ad lib, though. Yeah, like people know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you say for sure a certain way, you be like, okay, what you from that boy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what kind of. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel no way about it, but I was reading a comment one time, and it was a little female. She kind of she was just expressing herself, so I ain't really, you know what I mean, say too much, but she was speaking like somebody was talking about for sure. She was like, nah, they was actually talking about artists in the city who they think tight, you know what I'm saying? And they always put me and Debo on the same bracket, you know what I mean? They always kind of put us to when they say us. But she had said something. She was like, I like Lil E. I just can't get into his music because he always say for sure, just like Debo, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of laughed about it, you know what I mean? Because, I know, me and Debo done had them conversations and he expressed, you know what I'm saying, that, how much he fuck with my music. But that was, if you know, like that's something that I kind of created in the city, you know what I mean? But
right. And I mean, you guys even have big songs together too, so it's like it makes sense that it's it's not like it's good to acknowledge like that, like it's you're not pressed that like somebody else is saying for sure, you know what I mean? Because really that's like spreading it too, which is dope.
Yeah, I don't be feeling no type of way about that. We all, I feel like all my people anyway, all my people, they say it. It's just like something they go without saying, like, and it's the way we say it though. You feel me? And I be proud of that. I even created something that's great enough to make a lot of people want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or say it like the way I say it. So all that shit really just be in my head. It be tight. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that in my city, like when I be like, that's tight. A lot of people be saying that and be like, what that mean? That's tight. They like that too.
Yeah, that's always weird when you go like out of the state and people don't know like what you're saying. It's crazy. And I know what you mean too. Like you say it in different like in different ways and stuff. But yeah, no, that's dope. I feel like that's so important for Indianapolis to get like a scene, where you can look and see who the top rappers are. Like there is like a place you can kind of see what's going on, because like for somebody outside of the state, there is nothing to really say like, oh, that's the Indianapolis scene. You know what I mean? If they're without things like that, without like certain lingo or certain, like image or stories and different things. I feel like that's what really is going to end up having somebody break through, to an international level is that groundwork that's put in place.
We got so many great artists in my city. I feel like 2024 is gonna be big for our city. Not just because our store is coming here, but this about to be a time to where Indianapolis is about to really turn up. So, me personally, a message to all the artists is not just rappers, but singers, tattoo artists. This is probably the most time to rep your city. You know what I'm saying? If you from Indianapolis, turn up. Because it's a spotlight on us right now. And ain't no telling first quarter, if you got something big or something you working on, first quarter, give it your all. Because that might be the spark that one person make it, the whole city make it. Whether you help me intentionally or not, if you make it, everybody gonna make it.
Yeah. No, that's real. And somebody will break through, give it with time, like somebody will, like be forever known, like internationally or whatever. Even though that's not even the goal, because like we said, there's so many different whys of why you actually do it. It's not just to be known by somebody in France or whatever, you know what I mean? But I know what you're saying, like to once we get through that ceiling, it's really pushing, it's pushing the limit, which is really what it's what you've already done too, because like you've risen the bar. And like I said, you've made it out of Indianapolis too, and you've made hit songs and a living off the music. And like that alone is like the foundation to tell people like, oh, you can try to do that in Indianapolis. You can make it work in Indianapolis, which I feel like that's huge. Is there anything final you want to let the people know?
Yeah, man, just know I'm working, you know what I mean? I'm a working process. I'm always on the grind at all times, and I might not show y'all exactly what I'm doing, but just know it's gonna happen. And Life on the Line is about to drop, you know what I'm saying? Be expecting a couple singles off the album. Not even the album, the mixtape. Be on all platforms soon, like Bloodbath, It's already in the making. Just waiting on that date, you know what I'm saying? And
you can go ahead and tell them to pre-save it too, because by the time this drops, hopefully it'll be before then.
Y'all can go and pre-save Bloodbath right now, all platforms, It's going down there. Y'all been waiting on it, And we got Thug Vision, a book. And it's gonna be another one to it. This is just the first one. That's about to drop soon. And we working, you know what I mean? Free all the dogs, you know what I'm saying? Free my big brother Rick, you know what I mean? And everybody else, you know what I'm saying? My brother C, he on his way on. You know what I mean? 2024. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I hope y'all going as hard as I am, because I'm on y'all ass for sure.
For sure. I appreciate it.
And you can follow me on IG. My Instagram is I am Lil Eho. IAMLILEHOE. And my music page for Instagram is Mobfam E. And
we'll link it all in the description too, so you just click on it.
And YouTube is, y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mobfam E. Yeah, man, and just be on the lookout, man. I got a lot of great music for y'all. I got a lot of great things I'm working on, and I hope y'all love it as much as I do. I
appreciate your time, man. I really do.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. I can't wait to see this.
Bloodbath, shit. I'm ready to see some plaques. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bloodbath. We going #1 with it.
Hell yeah. Go pre-save it now. That's what you need to do right now.